Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Hi, thank you for joining us on our Live Well at Home video series. I'm Dr. Sonia Fung, owner of Live Well Clinic here in La Quinta, California. You can follow me online at livewellclinic.org or on our socials at Live Well Clinic and at dr.soniafung on Instagram. And today we're going to speak about how Chinese medicine and acupuncture can harmonize and balance our body and our immune system, especially during this time. And I have brought in my friend and colleague, Christopher Burnett, who is has a master's of science in Oriental medicine, as well as a licensed acupuncturist, um, to speak on this topic today. So, hello, Chris.
Hello. Good to see you, Dr. Fung. It's been too long.
Yes, it's been forever.
Great to see
So,
you.
yeah. So I'm excited about today because I grew up with Chinese medicine, even though I'm not like a Chinese medicine practitioner. But it's super interesting to me, and it speaks to my roots. And I want to like broaden our audience horizon on how Chinese medicine can be or is so crucial to our health and our immune system and our just general wellness. And it can be used for so many different things, and has a very unique way of looking at the body systems and looking at energy and health and like the health of the body, the energy of the body in general. So,
Agreed.
yeah, so can you tell me a little bit about, in general, what Chinese medicine is and how acupuncture plays into Chinese medicine?
Yes, I will hope to do that as best as I can. It's a really broad subject
Yes.
that reaches back literally 10,000 years when people in the region of China lived in tribal villages for around 5,000 year period. So 5,000 years ago is when we start to look at the history of modern day Chinese medicine, which connects to traditional Chinese medicine. When I say modern day Chinese medicine, that is the combination of traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. And that was why it was really important to me when I chose my school that the school provided a bachelor's of Western health science. So I have a good foundation in epidemiology, microbiology, all these things that we're talking about right now. In fact, when I was going to school, Ebola was breaking out. And I was studying epidemiology at that time. So I was really keyed in on seeing the growth of that epidemic, wondering, will it be pandemic? And so we've just all witnessed and experienced, I'm really thankful for that Western portion of my education, because on the Western side of things, we look at the microcosm, we look at a particular virus, a particular antigen, we're looking at a microscopic level. The Chinese view sees the human being in relation to its surroundings, in relation to heaven and earth, and that we are this being that walks between heaven and earth. So we have influences from the heavens and we have influences from the earth. And again, that can be seen as yin and yang. So I've already hit the yin and yang subject. It can be broken down in so many ways. Um, the, in doing a little bit of research just for our interview, I was looking at a book that was written approximately 300 years before the Christian era. And it is one of the earliest aspects in Chinese medicine that discusses what we call an exterior invasion or a wind invasion, which is cold, flu, the SARS viruses, of which the common cold is one. About 15% of common cold is not the rhinovirus, but it's a coronavirus. So as you told me before, we are probably going to see this for a long time to come. And before I get into details about some practical things I want to offer today as far as points that you can use on your own body to start harmonizing your defensive chi and your nutritive chi that work together in the body. I wanted to talk about those wind invasions and how upright chi and our healthy living is how we protect ourselves to begin with.
So for the audience, like briefly, can you explain what chi is?
Chi is chi is everything. Chi is energy and substance. So when we're looking at things like people promoting health of the lungs, we want to promote the function of the lung and the yin. So the function of the lung is the yang, that's its action. The yin of the lung is the actual tissue. And what I'm studying from all the different sources coming in right now talks about people in recovery and how the lung tissue is actually damaged. So we have herbal formulas that can help promote that strengthening of the tissue of the lungs as well as the functioning. So when we get into herbal formulas, which I don't think we're going to talk about in this discussion, but we do have formulas that are preventive and those that are treating the conditions, and then those that help with recovery. So it may be in a future discussion, or if I'm able to do telemedicine with our patients, we can talk about formulas to promote the modulation of your immune system. Okay, get me back on track where we're going.
So I was asking about chi and how chi is basically the energy that runs through our system, that moves our system, that sustains us in the Chinese medicine model, right?
And so chi, we're always acquiring new chi. We're born with a certain amount of chi. We have the chi of our parents, and then we have the chi of the food that we eat, and then we have the chi of the heavens, which is what we breathe. So that beautiful ideas that the Chinese put forth, you can see the parallel in Western medicine. That, we say you are what you eat. The Chinese say food is the first medicine. Before you go to your medicine cabinet, you must first go to your kitchen cabinet and really focus on, are we bringing a lot of phlegm into our body at a time when we know this particular disease attacks the lungs and produces excess phlegm in the lungs, which then creates hypoxemia, creates a condition where oxygen will not get into the blood because of damp stagnation. So things I'm going to talk about are going to be about promoting actually the digestive system in order to decrease the possibility of phlegm being produced in the body, because the lungs are the containers of the phlegm that is produced by the spleen. So the whole system is all connected, and chi stagnation in one part of the system affects all the other components of chi in the body that are trying to move in a harmonious way, and that's how we have health. And so this is why moving, in fact, for lungs, try singing. Move that lung chi. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. Also, the lung meridians run through the arms. So I'll be talking about points to massage on the arms and wrists to promote that movement of the lung chi. We want to keep it all moving. So food being the first medicine is very important, but keeping the chi flowing, and so we want to have the functioning of movement of chi, and then we also want to have the organ that is the yin of the chi. We want that to be healthy and sustained, because it's from that yin produces the yang. If you're eating very unhealthy foods, then the tissue of our bodies is not supported, and when the tissue is not well, it can't function well. So it's very, very simple concepts, and I think it's easy to relate to Western physiology.
Absolutely. And it sounds very similar to naturopathic medicine too, when we talk about the health of the terrain. It's not necessarily the pathogen that is invading, but how well that terrain is to adapt to and take care of that pathogen. So if your terrain isn't like lush and fertile and healthy, has all the good like microbiota that is there to defend you and to defend your body and to optimize all of these organ systems, you're not going to be able to, like you would be more able to adapt to any other stressor that's coming into your system.
Yes,
So
just having an
yeah.
underlying condition. It's interesting to me. If you look at this week, the CDC or the WHO, they just added a few more symptoms that you can
Yes.
use. Well, these are all wind invasion symptoms that
Oh,
I think all of us in Chinese medicine have recognized.
uh-huh.
And even the reports that came out from China very early were saying like 5 to 15% of people are not having the fever. They might be having digestive issues that we're not recognizing as part of this virus. But really, all cold and flu signs and symptoms can be this particular virus. So
So
it's good that they're really opening that and seeing that, because with the wind invasion, all the initial symptoms are the same, but we just don't know, is that going to be a cold or will it be tuberculosis?
right.
Because the initial signs and symptoms of all wind invasions are pretty much similar. And also what I want to talk about is we talk about the exterior of the body. And the important thing to talk about with the defensive system is our Wei Qi. It's WEI in English pinyin. And the Wei Qi, it flows between the skin and the muscles on the exterior. In the Chinese system, the interior of the body is really the trunk of the body, not the arms and legs and even the head. All of these are considered exterior.
Hmm.
We have this qi that is being developed all the time in our body through digestion and breathing and the disbursement. And the qi that flows out into our arms and legs and out to the skin, this is all the defensive qi, but right next to it is the nutritive qi. So we have, and together they're the vital qi, they're righteous or upright qi. So it's our natural immunity. The first line of defense is our skin barrier, but then we have this warming qi that comes through and it controls the opening and closing of the pores of the skin. So how we sweat. This is also connected very tightly to the qi of the lung. So again, you see this whole connection between the systems of the body. I took a big hike right before I started this too today, and it made me
Nice.
thinking about, lung and large intestine is also a connected system, one of many in the Chinese system. So if we are not having good bowel movements, we may not be having good breath in our lungs as well. This
Hmm.
is why digestion, is very important. It's how we build our upright qi through proper digestion, exercise, and rest. It's all lifestyle.
Absolutely.
But I feel like I need to get on to the key points because I'll talk about all kinds of stuff with you.
Well, first of all, because you're talking about digestion, I know earlier we were talking about there are certain foods that are very nutritive to the digestion, and certain foods that are really you should be avoiding right now.
Yes,
So, and I think again, there's a huge overlap there between the Chinese medicine system and the naturopathic
yeah.
medicine system.
So
So,
if you think about the lungs and the mucosal layers and the mucosal layer inside the nose and the mouth, that whole track as embryos when we develop, from the anus to the
big
mouth,
tube.
it's
It's a big
one
tube.
big tube. It's
Yeah,
all joined. And
yeah,
again, that can be that same kind of skin layer inside the body is similar to the skin layer on the outside of the body. So
right.
the Chinese, in their wisdom of observing, just like scientists observe to understand, even though it has its own language that seems so foreign, it's a very poetic and beautiful language. But yes, when it comes to food, simple things I would suggest before I get off track, to promote the yin substance, the substance of the lung, eat compact fruits like apples and pears, persimmons that have skins, and eat the skins as well. So especially if you're having dry cough, then go for those sour apples. We don't want this sweet red delicious. I want those green, sour, crisp apples. This kind of fruit is very, very healthy for the lungs. Also, adding ginger to your diet is
Mm.
fantastic. Raw ginger is very hot and spicy, but saute it in with your vegetables. Put a slice in some hot tea. It's very beneficial for the defensive qi because it helps harmonize the digestive system. And the spleen wants to be warm and dry. When the spleen, in the Chinese system, the spleen is very important. In the Western system, it may be considered pancreas. And now we do know that there is a relationship with the pancreas and the spleen and the stomach systems. They're communicating. So the spleen wants to be warm and dry so it can perform its function of sending the very clear and healthy qi of digestion. It sends it up to the lungs disperses it everywhere. So that spleen, in wanting to be warm and dry, does not want to be fed cold, damp foods. Again, back to the mucus of the lungs, this is not the time to be ingesting more mucus from other animals. So this is why I say, you know, we don't want an excess of yin fluids in the lungs. So if you can, cut your dairy products down by half, or cut them out entirely and switch to non-dairy creamers and that kind of thing, non-dairy ice cream even. Even if it's sweet and cloying, it's better that it's not a dairy product, because dairy just has such a history of inflammation and just causing more damp phlegm in the body when we don't need it. So I would definitely try to get you away from fried foods, sweet foods. Even bananas can be too sweet, you know. Just try to cut those things down in half that you love that are really sweet and cloying, because they will gum up the digestive system and weaken our defensive qi.
Perfect.
But ginger is wonderful. And also cruciferous vegetables are excellent. Cabbages, all the leafy greens, cauliflower, all the common things are very, very powerful medicines as well. So we want to support the spleen in its function of helping to process the rotten and ripening that stomach does. The spleen is going to direct the healthy stuff up, and the unhealthy stuff goes to the intestines to be processed further.
Okay. So you were mentioning too, there are some specific points that you want to mention that could possibly be of help at home, of course, because again, we're not seeing patients like face to face quite yet. We're still doing the virtual consults, and I know you are doing virtual consults. So, but you're not able to see a person face to face to actually do acupuncture. But for our home audience, what points? Let's like the top 3 points that you want. Top 3.
Something that's really fantastic, if you are feeling stuck, if you know, it's really easy to lose motivation and not getting out for your morning walk. Because right now is a great time of year, as early as possible, get out and breathe the cool morning air, walk in it, move your arms. The lung qi, the lung meridians are right through the arms. So we want to get this moving. Lung points are right below this. If you raise your arm, you'll find a little dip right in here. And this is lung 2. Right below it is lung 1. And this is where the lung and spleen also meets. Those two are also a pair that's very, very important. So if you're feeling like your lungs are being congested, you can use these points and massage all around. If you have a partner that you're living with, massage all through these areas. And you can even reach down into here a little bit and just feel what's there, feel what's tender and sore, and massage it out. You can even put essential oils on it that might be spicy, like the tiger balm, for example.
Oh, yeah.
That will help move that qi of the area. The point Hegu, large intestine 4, which is really easy to find if you look it up online anywhere. It's really a tender spot that's right here in the there's a little bone, one of the metacarpals here, that go to the index finger. So yes, you're right there. And this is a fantastic point for the sinus, for opening the head. It also directs the chest qi downward, so it aids digestion and aids breathing. It's a very powerful point. So this Li4, massage those on both sides, helps with headaches. And then I'm going to show you my foot. I wore my shorts today. I was going to show you on my, this will be exciting.
Right. I don't know how you're going to do that, Chris.
I could. But there's a point on the foot that's a liver point. And when we do this point here with the point in the foot, it's it's a powerful way to move the qi throughout the entire body, which a lot of us need right now. So
Yeah.
this is Tai Chong Liver 3. And this, I'm hoping you can
Oh
see.
yeah, I can, definitely.
All right, so the red dot
Yeah.
is Tai Chong, and it's just where the two bones of the foot, right before they meet. You can massage that whole pathway down between those toes, and that will soothe the liver qi. It will help with anxiety. And again, it moves all the qi in the lower portion of the body. So those 4 points are really powerful, but I want to mention something else. On your wrist, you can take your hands, and I am joining my thumbs and my fingers, and one finger is going to reach over and touch. Let's see. Get to the radial side of the thumb.
Yep.
Oh, you got it. You've got it. Yes. So the index finger, we get our thumb and index fingers to join, and then the index finger will reach over on this flat part of our little radial bone here, whose name is escaping me. But you'll find a little flat part there. This is the luo connecting point of lung and large intestine. And mine's a little bit tender, but massaging right along this bone here of lung 7.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can feel along there, this will help descend the lung qi.
Oh.
So you just want to give that a good massage. And also where the lung meridian is here along the thumb, and lung 9, we have 10 here, we have lung 11, 10, and 9. 9 is a really powerful point as well, but massaging all through the wrist area is excellent. Lung 7 is very, very important for descending lung qi. But something I want to get to was on the inner wrist, you will find a tender spot. And people who have a lot of anxiety, this is a great point on the inner wrist. Just massage, find the tender areas and massage through here. It'll calm your heart. If you can't sleep at night, it's a wonderful point, a wonderful area to just massage along. And it also is a yin linking point that will help harmonize all of the yin meridians. Just opposite on the back of the wrist is another mated point to the inside. So you can massage the outside of the wrist. And this is a harmonizing of the outer and inner bodies. So the defensive qi and the nutritive qi. So the inner and outer wrist, I think, are really great to use. Am I going too long?
I think that's like 10 points. All right. So
if there's time, I could add one more important one.
Okay. We're like,
we're way over. Okay. All right.
We're way over.
There's so much more to say.
Yeah. So the main thing is there's a lot that Chinese medicine and even like these acupressure points right now can help with overall, again, restoring the body, restoring our defense systems, strengthening and balancing, and especially our gut. Which is, the majority of our defenses is our gut, right? Starts with our gut. Yeah. So with all of those things being said, if you are interested in Chinese medicine, and because this is a fascinating subject, we can't cover this in like 15 minutes, right? Like millennia of history in 15 minutes. Can't do that.
Yeah.
But if you are interested in Chinese medicine and how it can help you, you can always contact and reach out to Christopher for schedule a virtual consult. And of course, when we're able to an actual face-to-face visit with acupuncture. So you can contact him at cburnett, BURNETT at livewellclinic.org, or you can call us at 760-771-5970 to schedule. So thank you for joining us today. For more helpful videos like this and to keep updated with what's going on with the clinic, you can sign up to our email list. You just text Live Well Clinic to 22828 for more great videos like this and more on current health topics. And if you haven't already, make sure to click the subscribe button on the corner. So thank you again for joining us today, and stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.